Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. Srinivas Batini, Professor of Chemistry in Dr. Sri Academy, Hyderabad. Okay, in the last video we have completed the nomenclature of aromatic compounds. What is that? Nomenclature of aromatic compounds. Now today we have to continue that part, aromatic compounds, and also we have to see some special compounds, Okay, special heterocyclic compounds we have to see. So now that monosubstituted and disubstituted aromatic compounds we have completed. Now today just we have to start the polysubstituted benzene. So polysubstituted benzene mean one benzene ring contain the two or more substituent. So how can you give that name? Okay, example, we have to take the example. A compound, the benzene ring containing the, first of all, the continuation of aromatic compounds, nomenclature of aromatic compounds. So benzene ring, now we have to see the polysubstituted compound, polysubstituted. Monosubstituted completed, disubstituted and polysubstituted. Today we have to see the polysubstituted aromatic compounds. So a benzene ring contains two or more substituent. For example, here one chloro and another chloro, one compound containing the amine group. Amine, H3OH, hydroxylamine. We can say methyl group or trimethyl, any compound, or simply we can write the methylamine. Okay. So how can you give this name? So this is the methyl. What methyl? And methyl. Methyl simple. So how can you give this name? So we have to give the number. Here the preference is this is the aniline group. Okay, aniline. So you have to start from here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, 3, 4. How many chlorines are there? There are 2 chlorines. We can say di. So 3, 4 dichloro. 3, 4 dichloro. What? This is the phenyl. Phenyl ring. This is the phenyl ring. So 3, 4 diphenyl. Diphenyl. And what is there? Amine. This is the amine. Amine. So amine. Amine is there. So mean amine. What amine? Because the methyl group is there, so we can say methyl amine. Simply. So methyl amine. Because the methyl group is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4 dichlorophenyl methylamine, not simple amine. If there is no methyl group, so simply NH2 we can say amine. If methyl is there, methyl amine. If 2 methyl groups are there, how can you give the names? How can you give them? So we can say N, N dash dimethylamine. Dimethylamine. N, N dimethylamine. Dimethylamine. 3, 4 dichlorphenyl. Like that, we have to give the polysubstituted. And best example, TNT, trinitrotoluene. Trinitrotoluene. What is the name of trinitrotoluene? So this is the best example of trinitrotoluene. This is the toluene. Trinitro are the group containing the 2 nitro groups and 1 more nitrogen on para position, that is this one. So you have to give the numbering where. Here, any number, where can you give them? Either nitro or methyl. Or the nitro, how can you give them? Because they say the methyl is a simple alkane group. So you have to give the number from here. So this is the exactly nitro compound. So for example, here you have to give the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here position, this is the NO2 nitrobenzene. On the pair position, what is there? Methyl group is there. Can you give like this? Can you give this like this? No. So because the reason here the nearest the substituent here methyl group is there. Either this side or this side you have to give that number. The choosing of number either this side or this side. So number should be given from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the name is 2-methyl because the 2-methyl. 2-methyl. And how many groups are there? Nitrogen groups are 3. On which position? 1, 3, 5. 2-methyl, 1, 3, 5. Trinitrobenzene because the 3 are there. 2-methyl. 2-methyl. 1, 3. 1, 3, 5, trinitro benzene. Trinitrobenzene. This is the polysubstituted naming. So don't give the numbering from here. Don't confuse. Okay, one more example we have to see that. For example, 2 or 3 substituent. One is acid group ester we have to take. One is aniline and hydroxy. That compound we have to take. So how can you give that number? So the benzene containing the aniline group and amine group. Okay, one amine group. One hydroxy group also we have to say. One hydroxy. One acid group you have to take. Acid ester. Okay, acid ester. CH2, CH. So this compound. So how can you think? So 3 functional groups are there. Three functional groups. So one is the base, that is the amine functional group, and hydroxy functional group, and acid functional group. So acid ester, that is the ester. So how can you give the name? So simply that numbering should be given from here because the ester group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 4 position amine is there, 3 position containing the hydroxy group. So 4 amino, 3 hydroxy, 4 amino, 3 hydroxy, 4 amino, 3 hydroxy. What is there here? Benzoic acid. This is the benzoic acid. Benzoic acid, ethyl ester. Ethyl ester. Benzoic acid, ethyl ester. Acid, ethyl ester. Ethyl ester. This is the name. So 4 amino, 3 hydroxy, benzoic acid, ethyl ester. Ethyl ester. So we have to give like that some polysubstituted benzene. Benzene, the polysubstituent containing on benzene ring. So some more compound we have to see if 2 phenyl groups attached to the carbon, how can you give that? What is that name? So that name is called, we can say that carbonyl compounds mean a keto compound, aromatic ketones. How can you write the aromatic ketones? Aromatic ketones. Aromatic ketones. Aromatic ketones. So here aromatic ketones mean that is carbonyl group must be present on the benzene ring. So we see that the benzene ring containing the carbonyl group. For example, this one. This is the what is this name? Just a simple name. Anybody can know this one. So this is the, we can say acetophenone. This is the phenone, acetophenone. It's a common name. It's a common name of this aromatic compound, acetophenone. So how can you give this name? So 1-phenyl methyl, 1-phenyl, not methyl, 2 carbons are there, ethane. So one is there, ethanone. So 1-phenyl ethanone, we can say one position containing the 1, 2. So one position containing the phenyl. So 1-phenyl ethanone, 1-phenyl ethanone. So this is the IUPAC name of this compound. IUPAC name of this compound. So one more example, we can say that if that in presence of ethanol, we can take the one more group. For example, here we can take here CH2, CH3. What is this name? So one phenyl propone, 1 one. We can say 1 phenyl propanone. We can say propanone. 1 phenyl propanone. Or 1. If nothing is there, we can say 1 propanone or propanone simply. Or another name also there. If you take just how can you give the other name? So 1 phenyl, 1 one, because the position is containing the one is there on the 1 position. So this is the ethane, 2 carbon is there. If 3 carbons are there, propane. Simply propane 1 one. We can say propane 1 one. What is the name? So 1 phenyl propane 1 one. Propane 1 one. Like that here 1 phenyl ethane 1 one. So this is also IUPAC. We can write either way. So both the way you can write it. So that is at number 2 example. You can, if you want to, we can discuss 2 more example. So that is, we can see benzophenone and butyrophenone we can see. So this is the extender. If you write the extend carbon, so we can get the butyrophenone. So this is the butyrophenone. 1 phenyl butane 1 one. So one more important example, that is a benzophenone. If 2 phenyl groups are attached to the carbonyl compound. So how can you write this one? So this is the carbonyl compound containing the benzene ring and benzene ring. So this one is, how can you name this one? So diphenyl, 2 phenyls group are diphenyl, methanol, diphenyl methanol. So otherwise we can say this is the phenone, benzophenone. Benzophenone, because the benzene group is there, this is the phenol. If you take one more example, this is the so if here we can write the OH, how can you give this name? How can you give this name? So here triphenyl, OH is there, triphenyl methanol. Okay, so like that, many examples are there. Okay, this is about some carbonyl compounds and hydroxy compounds and polysubstituted compounds. We can see some special compounds. So special compounds mean some heterocyclic compounds. We can say heterocyclic compounds contain heteroatoms in a ring. So we can say special compounds, not aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds are completed. If you have doubts on aromatic compounds, please comment in comment mailbox. So I will give the answer. Okay, now heterocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds. How can you give the heterocyclic compounds? For example, this is the we know the cyclopropane. The cyclopropane containing the one sulfur group. So what is this name? So this is called the thiorenes. We can say thiorenes. If oxygen containing that one, this is the, if oxygen is there, this is called the oxyrane. You can say oxyrane. If nitrogen containing, so how can you give this name? Nitrogen containing this. This is called what? Aziridine. You can say aziridine. If these are the tri, if you can take penta, so how can you give this name? This penta. So that is, we can say high oxygen. We can try to. This is the tetrahydrofuran. Tetrahydrofuran. So tetrahydrofuran. So we can see that tetrahydrofuran and other pentacompounds are what? So we have to see the pentacompounds are 3, hexacompounds. We have to all these things we see. So this is the penta, mean the oxygen containing is called what? Tetrahydrofuran. So if sulfur containing, what is that name? That is also simple, tetrahydrothiophene. We can say this is the tetrahydrothiophene. This is a tetrahydrofuran. This is the thiophene. Tetrahydrothiophene. Tetra. Why? Because tetrahydro. Because the hydrogen, like this. This tetrahydrothiophene. And one more example. If that pentacompound, pentan containing the amine group. So how can you give this name? If I need. What is this name? So this is called the pyrrolidine. We can say pyrrolidine. So this is about the cyclic, pentacyclic compounds. If hexacyclic containing compounds, how can you give this name? Hexacyclic compounds. hexacyclic compound containing the heteroatoms. Like this is the, for example, we can say this is the hexane. Hexane means 6 carbon atom cyclic compounds. If nitrogen is containing, so what is this name? So we can say this is called the piperidine. Piperidine. We can say piperidine. Piperidine. If 2 nitrogen are present, how can you give that name? If 2 nitrogen are present both sides, so what is this name? This is the we can say this is called the piperidine. This is the piperidine. This is the piperidine. Piperidine. If oxygen containing, so how can you give this name? If oxygen containing in a heterocyclic compound, that is the hexacyclic compounds. So here tetrahydropyran, not furan. 5. So pyran. Tetrahydropyran. Tetrahydropyran. If 2 oxygen containing, so what is that name? If 2 oxygen are present on both sides, so what is this name? This is simply 1,4-dioxane. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So both the position mean 1,4-dioxane. 1,4-dioxane. Dioxane. We can say like that. If nitrogen, single nitrogen, piperidine, so 2 nitrogen, piperidine. If single oxygen present in cyclohexane, that is called the tetrahydropyran. And if two oxygens are present in that, we can say dioxane. And if sulfur present, how? Simply tetrahydropyran. We can say pyran, tetrahydropyran. Simple thing. Here. This is the tetrahydro. That is a pyran. Here thiopyran. Thiopyran. If 2 sulfurs are present on this compound, so what is this term? So 1,4, that is 1,4-dioxane. This one 1,4-dithiane. 1,4-dithiane. Dithiane. So these are some heterocyclic compounds namings. So some special compounds. If 2 nitrogen, 2 benzene ring or 3 benzene ring and 1 heterocyclic compounds are double bond are present. So how can you give that names? If please note down all these things. If benzene ring contain 1 cyclic group, and that too this one containing the 1 hydrogen. What is this name? So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydroquinoline. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydroquinoline. Tetrahydroquinoline. So what is the name? 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydroquinoline. If 3 rings are there, how can you give this name? If 3 rings are there, how can you give this name? So if middle ring containing the 1 heterocyclic compound, so what is this name? This is, we can say simply acridine. We can say acridine. So this is the tetrahydroquinoline, this is the acridine. And these are the few 2 or 3 rings examples. If heterocyclic compound. Just before we are seeing the thiophene, like that nitrogen compound, pentaring. That pentane containing the 2 nitrogen, 2 sulfurs, 1 sulfur, 1 nitrogen. How can you give that name? So if the pentane rings, pentacompound, if 2 nitrogens are present, so one nitrogen containing the double bond, that is how can you give this number. So the number should be given from here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we can give the 4, 5 dihydro 1H pyrazole. So 4, 5 dihydro 1H pyrazole. We have to give that name. 4, 5 dihydro 1H. So 1H pyrazole. The hydrogen is present in the hydrogen 1H pyrazole. If 2 double bonds are present, how can you give this name? If 2 double bonds are present, the same ring we can write 2 double bonds are present. 2 double bonds mean 2 nitrogens are there. Here hydrogen, this is the nitrogen. If 1 double bond here, another double bond here. So how can you give this name? So simply we can say 1H, there is no hydrogens, simply pyrazole. So 1H pyrazole, we can now, there is no hydrogens here. So if hydrogens are there, this is the 4, 5 dihydro. Here double bond is there, there is no hydrogens, we can say simply 1H pyrazole. So here 1H pyrazole. If there is no double bond, so simply 1H pyrazole. If double bond is there, 1H pyrazole. There is no double bond, 4, 5 dihydro pyrazoles. If the position is changed on nitrogen atom, if here side by side is there, if side is changed, so how can you give this name? So for example, here this is the pentane. So if nitrogen is present here, nitrogen is present 1 double bond. So here side by side is there. If you have to end this side and write here, third position. So then one more double one. So how can you give this name? So is this name is the 1H because the one hydrogen is present, this one. So 1H imidazole, we can say this is the pyrazole, this is called imidazole. 1H imidazole. This is the pyrazole, this is the imidazole. Imidazole is the position is different. There is no nitrogens are not besides. Mean that position is changed. Here side by side is there. Mean there is no gap of carbon. Nitrogen, carbon, nitrogen. But here nitrogen and nitrogen. The bond between the nitrogen and nitrogen. Here the bond between the nitrogen and carbon. So if the positions are 1, 2, 3, that means 1, 3 positions, that is called the imidazole. If 1, 2 position, that is the pyrazole. 1 pyrazole and imidazole. If instead of 2 nitrogens, if 1 sulfur is there, so what is that name? Instead of, for example, here this is the pentane group. If thiophene and 2 nitrogen, 1 nitrogen bond, for example 1 nitrogen here. So what is this name? So this name is called the isothiazole. Isothiazole. Thiazole mean what is the thiazole? This is the isothiazole. If thiazole mean just the bond is here. The nitrogen is here. The double bond is here. This is called the thiazole. We can say thiazole. This is thiazole. This is isothiazole. Isothiazole. Little bit confused is there, but you have to practice it. So these are the very important compounds for especially exams like GIT. They will ask you, because a lot of confusion is there. You have to remember, and a little bit remembering also. Memory power should be important. So if hexane compound is have to take, so how can you give that name? Hexane compound. This is the pentane compound. If hexane compound is there, so how can you? That hexane means this is the hexane. So keep the 3 double bond like a benzene ring. So benzene ring. So inside the 2 nitrogen by side. So mean here nitrogen, here nitrogen. What is this name? This is simply pyridine. We can say pyridine. Pyridine. If the nitrogen position is changed from here to here, for example, here to here, nitrogen here, what is this name? So one nitrogen is not there, but the one carbon is there. So this is called the pyrimidine. We can say pyrimidine. If the position is changed from para position, 1,4 position, so what is this name? Para position. That is again this is the bonding. So this is called the pyrogen. So pyrogen. So the bond is like this. And if there is no double bonds of this compound, if there is no double bond, simply nitrogen is there. So hydrogens are there. Nitrogen containing the 3 bond. So this is called the pipergene. So these are the some heterocyclic compounds. Okay. So today we have seen that is a special some aromatic compounds and some heterocyclic compounds, the namings. So these are very important for IIT competition. Okay, thank you very much, and we will look next video, that is especially spiro compounds. We will look that spiro compounds. So you have to definitely see that one. Okay, thank you very much, and don't forget subscription. So please subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.